Well, hello there, everyone. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. And welcome to 2024 in about a week. Yes, Monday, December 25th, year 2023, when I'm recording this. So, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. I'm just hanging out here in the country of Panama. The missus is currently still visiting her family, so I'm just having another quiet day. Quiet. Don't want to wake the mice, do we? No, I don't have any mice in my house. Anyway, countdown to New Year's Eve. Are you making any New Year's resolutions? Eh, most people do, it seems like, but most people don't meet those resolutions. What about setting goals? Have you set any goals? If you're watching my channel, you either just found it recently, because maybe you came here because I had a health video. Maybe you came here because I had an investing video. So what am I going to talk about in this video? I'm going to talk about setting goals for investing primarily. Because when I look around, not necessarily here in Panama, but the United States of America, which is where I'm from, I see the majority of people do not invest. The strong majority. If you're watching my channel, if you're watching this video and you invest, you're in the minority. Yes, you are. No matter what you think, you're in the minority. If you own a rental property, you are in the minority. If you have 4 rental properties, you're doing better than the majority of people in the world in regards to having rental properties. Okay? So, anyway, setting goals, setting goals, setting goals. If you want to get started investing, if you want to continue on your investing journey, if you are at any stage of your life, basically, all of us always need to set goals. It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter if you're 70 years old and you're finding my video for the first time and you say, rental property. Could I get a rental property at age 70? It doesn't matter if you're 16 years old and you're watching this thinking, can I ever get a rental property? Should I set goals? Yes. All of us should set goals while we're still alive, while we're kicking and breathing. We need to set goals. We need to always strive to improve ourselves, to improve our living conditions. I was reading something the other day, just something to think about. I was reading something the other day that's saying there's a group of doctors and scientists who are really thinking that the person who is going to live to be 1,000 years of age is currently alive. Think about that. That person, if it does happen, does not realize it. They're probably not setting a goal of wanting to live to be 1,000. And it may not ever happen. But maybe the person's alive today is going to live to be 150. Maybe you're going to live to be 150 or 125. So if you are, do you want to work until you're 150 years old or 125 years old? Or do you want to become financially independent? If you're 16 years old living in the United States of America or living in any country in the world, you are going to see a lot of changes in the world by the time you're 150. A lot of changes. If I live to be 150, I'm going to see a lot more changes in the world. Okay, if I'm an American, I use the American dollar as my currency, even here in the country of Panama. So, will I be using the American dollar as my currency if I live to be 150 in almost 100 years from now? I don't know. I don't know. So we can't worry about that, can we? I'm really bringing that up because we cannot worry about that. We cannot control the things we cannot control. All we can control are our own actions. We can't necessarily control our futures either. I may walk out this door to go down to open my gate up, and a meteor may fall out of the sky and strike me down, and I'm gone. This will be my last video if that's the case. Okay? We can't control things like that. What we can control is doing things to improve our chances of becoming financially independent, of being safe in all we do. We can wear a seatbelt. We can wear a helmet if we ride a motorcycle. We can look around for falling meteors if we're walking outside. And by golly, we can start investing. Okay, we can start investing. How do you start investing? How do you buy your first rental property? I talk about rental properties all the time, don't I? Do I talk about how to buy your first one? All right, let me give you some ideas. And almost 100% of my videos, 95% of my videos, I wing them. I don't write a script down. I don't write notes down. I may look around at different times at different things as jars of thought, but I don't plan out what I'm going to say. So, and I forget what I'm going to say sometimes. So, anyway, how do you buy your first rental property? There's a couple ways to do it. One, you probably need to save up a down payment. It's just a fact of life. You got to have a little cash, a little skin in the game. Yes, I know there's ways to do it without having a down payment, but we're not talking about that. You got to have a little cash. All right. So how much do you have to save up? Depends on where you live at. Depends on what market you want to buy in. Where do you live at right now? If you're 16, you probably live with your parents. If you're 18, maybe you live with your parents. Maybe you join the military. Maybe you're moving out. I don't know. But we all need a place to live. If you have not bought a home yet, well, then you need a place to live. Are you going to stay in the area you're living in, if that's the case? If you are, and you want to buy a house, I know they're expensive. I know interest rates are high. But I encourage you, look at buying a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex. Why do I harp on that? I harp on it for this reason. At times in my life when I was looking to buy a house, except for my last house in Florida, prior to that, I never had anyone tell me about doing that. I never had anyone plant that seed in my mind. I never knew. I never thought about that. I never knew it was a possibility. But it is a possibility. Any one of us, we have to qualify for a mortgage, but any one of us who can save a down payment, who have an okay credit score, who can get a loan out from a lender, we can buy a duplex, triplex, or quadplex because we can get a normal 30-year fixed rate conventional mortgage that anyone can get. You can get a first-time home buyer's loan even. If you're in the military, you can get a VA loan because you're going to live in one of the units. The only requirement is, to my knowledge, check with your lender always on this because I'm Mazske Finance. I'm not a financial advisor, not a CPA, not an attorney, not a doctor, not a nutritionist. Okay? But the only requirement is you got to stay there in that home after you buy it for 1 year, unless it's circumstances that lead to you having to move, such as you're in the military and you transfer, or you lose your job, or you get divorced, or something big. I'm not an expert on that. But if you do this is the reason I harp on it. If you do it, your tenants pay you rent, which means you're living in a home. Think about this. Your tenants are paying you rent, and you take that rent and you pay your mortgage. Genius. Absolutely genius. Why didn't I think of that back when I was buying my house in Virginia, when money was so tight? Why did I think of that? YouTube wasn't around. My brain just didn't go in that direction, I guess. Shame on me. I could have done that. Shame on me. So if you're one of my buddies and you're struggling with a mortgage, I know you love your house. I know it's a beautiful house. But think about selling it. Think about buying that duplex, triplex, or quadplex. All right? But now let's say you don't want to go that route. Let's say you love the house you live in. Or there's no way you want to live in an apartment. All right, so you want to buy a rental property. All right, well, figure this. You got to put 20% down, more than likely. Maybe 25%. Maybe mortgages might be changing. You might put 30% down. Okay, but let's just say 20%. How much is that property going to cost you? If it's $100,000, then you need $20,000 put down. But if you're borrowing the money from a bank, from a lender, you got to pay closing costs. Closing costs are going to be a couple $1,000s. You also need to have some cash reserves in case something goes wrong. Like most properties, when you buy them, need some kind of work before you can rent it out. Not 100% of properties, but most. Maybe you only need a couple $100. Maybe you need a couple $1,000. Maybe it needs a rehab and you need $25,000. But you got to look at that while you're saving up to buy your first house. How do you provide your cash reserves? If it's a struggle to save up your down payment and closing costs, how do you also save your cash reserves? Let me ask you this. Do you work a job? Do you have enough money coming in from your job that if you buy a rental property, along with living your life and paying all your bills, if that rental property needs a roof, needs an HVAC, needs a new kitchen sink, needs something, can you afford it from your paycheck? If you can't, then you need to have some more cash reserves, at least a couple $1,000s or two in the bank, just a little bit, just something, because houses can have a way of coming back to bite you when you least expect it. All right, but the main thing is, because it's December 25th, it's countdown to New Year's Eve, it's countdown to 2024. The main thing is, as I said in the beginning, set a goal to get on the property ladder. Set a goal to get your first rental property. If you got your first, set a goal to get your second. If you got your second, set a goal to get your third. If you got your third, set a goal to get your fourth, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Along the way, drink a cup of green tea, eat a handful of blueberries, munch on some walnuts, eat a pineapple, eat some papaya. I know you don't like everything out there, so find an alternative. Eat a banana, have some coconut, have an orange, have an apple, eat some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, eat some leafy greens, eat some beans, legumes, eat some mushrooms. All right, I'll wrap this up. All right, have a great day. My golly, this video is up 12 minutes long already, isn't it? All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay safe in all you do. Mazske is signing out.